Welcome to Mystery Biology. Let's learn something new. Today I'm going to talk about the convalescent plasma therapy. The convalescent means the recovering from an illness, and here the plasma, it is the liquid portion of the blood. That means in this therapy we use the plasma and not the whole blood. Okay? So let's start with a short introduction. Here the blood plasma we isolate from the recovered patient, and then that plasma we administer into the recipient or the patient who has the infection, right? This is a kind of passive antibody treatment, or we can also say that this is a passive immunization, because antibodies are not developing on its own. We have to provide it from outside. One thing I want to mention here is that this plasma therapy is an experimental treatment. Okay, then why doctors are using this therapy for the treatment? Since no drug has been proved to be effective and safe, and also there is no vaccines available, researchers hope that this therapy could help and boost the ability of the patient to fight off the infection. For your kind information, I want to say that this therapy is not the new treatment method. We have been using this therapy for many years to treat the infections like SARS-CoV, hepatitis, influenza, measles, polio. Even recently, during the outbreak of Ebola in West Africa, the WHO recommended the use of this therapy, the plasma therapy, for the treatment. Now, who can be the benefited? People who have the weak immune system, and the people who have the higher risk of serious illnesses like chronic disease such as heart disease or diabetes. And it will be also beneficial for the people who do not respond to any treatment. Here we are talking about the plasma therapy. So for that we must know what exactly plasma is. So plasma, it is a yellowish liquid or the straw colored liquid of the blood, which holds the three type of blood cells: WBC, RBC and platelets. Okay, and it is made up of 55% of the total blood. When we concentrate the blood using density gradient centrifugation in EDTA anticoagulant, then blood component separates into layers, and this bottom layer is composed of the erythrocytes. The middle layer, it is formed of buffy coat. Buffy coat has leukocytes and platelets, and the topmost portion is the plasma, and this plasma contains the fibrinogen, albumin, hormones, antibodies, etc. And these antibodies are made up of proteins. So I will see the function of this plasma. The main function of the plasma is to carry nutrients, proteins to the cells where it is needed the most. Plasma also removes waste released by the cells. So that was all about the plasma. Now we'll see the technique of separating this plasma from the whole blood. If you want to donate your blood or the plasma, then you have to go through the screening test. Okay, and this is why the screening test is important, because this is just to make sure that your blood is safe and healthy. For the actual plasma transfusion, your blood is drawn through a needle, and then a separate machine separates the plasma from your blood, and that process we call the plasmapheresis. Here the apheresis means the taking away. That means plasmapheresis means taking the plasma away. Okay, here again the red blood cells and other components are then returned to your body. So don't worry about that we are losing so much blood. Okay, we are just giving some, or we are just donating some plasma to the other patient, because all the other components, red blood cells and other components, they are just returning back to our body. Okay, this plasmapheresis can be done either by the centrifugation or by the filtration. These are the two methods through which we can extract the plasma. Okay, next is benefit. This provides passive immunity. That means already prepared antibody we can get from the other person. It also increases the neutralizing antibody titer and disappearance of the SARS-CoV-2 genome. It also improves the clinical symptoms. Clinical symptoms can be like the difficulty in breathing, cough, and shortness of breath. These all symptoms can be improved with this therapy. It also improves the pulmonary function, it reduces the mortality rate. There are some risks also, like allergic reaction can occur, the transmission of HIV, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C can occur, transfusion associated lung injury in patients with severe lung damage, it can also occur. Though some risk, it is showing positive results in many patients. Thank you.